And we are back. Welcome to another episode of Occasions and Purpose. Guys, y'all love when I bring people on the show, so I had to go find some of the best people I know in LA,
yes,
right?
Sir.
And so this is one of my good Alabama native.
Yes, sir.
Alabama native.
Yep.
Quez Pride. So get up for Quez. Get up for Quez.
Hey, what's up?
So everybody, like, Josh, who is this person on your show? Okay, so Quez, we met at AT&T, right?
Yep.
Met at AT&T. He cuts my hair. He's from Alabama, which is crazy that I know somebody from Alabama. Play football. You do everything. Like for real, you really do everything. Y'all be. He got like 3,000 followers on IG. He's certified. One of these folks.
I wish I was certified, but it's coming soon.
Coming soon. And so like I'm just gonna be like letting the audience know who you are. So who is Quez Pride? Who are you? Define yourself like in a few words.
Okay, so I'm Quez Pride. Short for Marquez, but yeah, I'm just a cool guy. You know, I do a lot of things. I do music for one. I'm a barber.
Yeah.
It's a lot to know about me. Let's see. I don't know. Like I'm just a cool guy, you know. Let's keep it simple. I feel like the more we talk, the more you'll kind of.
Yeah, you always say like I'm shy. You're like, oh, Josh, I'm so shy.
I am
like,
a little
what?
shy.
How? Like you be so expressive. Like I don't know when I'm around you, so I don't believe it half the time.
Yeah.
But I guess it is.
Yeah.
So like, what made you come to LA? Because like me personally, like I'm from Alabama. Like you know, I was born in the Boondocks. You know what I'm saying? The sticks. You know, so I couldn't live there all my life. You know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get out, and I was like, okay, LA has opportunity. Let me just go to LA and figure it out there. So what made you come to LA? What was your?
So it's crazy. I first came to LA because I wanted to do modeling and acting, but when I first got here, it was just like I just saw how everybody was hustling, and then I kind of like got a chance to experience the acting and modeling scene, and I realized that maybe I need to figure out what it is. I got a chance to like really find myself.
Okay.
So then once I kind of got a chance to, maneuver my way through my life and just figure things out, I realized like, okay, I've always sang and I love to do music. So, and then I had a lot of friends that I would meet out here that did music, and I just loved the music making process, and I thought it was so cool. So I was like, maybe I should try to do music. So linked up with somebody, and then, dropped my first single, and then here we are today.
So you just kept stumbling.
Yeah.
So you're a rapper. You said you're a singer, right?
I'm a singer. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The R&B.
R&B.
Like
sure.
so, who are you influenced by?
Honestly, everybody in the industry. Like I listen to so much music. Like I listen to all types of music. But if I had to choose, I would say like who I would kind of like model my music after would be like Usher. That's kind of vibe I'm going for. My music, like Usher, Bryson Tiller, that kind of vibe. I look up to those guys like tough. So.
I mean, when I grew up, I think all I had was Confessions. That's all I had on repeat. That one and what was that first album here? I can't forget the 902, 9031.
Was it My Way?
My Way? Yeah. That album. What album was that on?
I think it's My Way. Or is that the song on it?
That's a song on the album, I think.
I don't know the name of the album.
Oh, but you get the point, right?
Yeah. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I don't know. I grew up like that. So, but that's dope. So like being in LA is a culture shock, right? Like to me, like sure. I don't know, like again, Alabama again is just so different. So like me in LA, I had to get used to the people. I had to pick up some Spanish, because I'm ignorant. I don't like to learn no new languages, and I butcher everything.
Right.
Had to learn how to get around. It's just a different vibe. So like, what was some of those experiences when you came to LA?
For me, it was a culture shock too. Like when I first got here, I was like, wow, it's a lot of Spanish people. I thought it was going to be like a mix of everybody, which it is.
It ain't no Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
We go to Atlanta and be like, that's how it is.
Exactly.
That's the city, ATL.
It was different for me because, it is a lot of black people in the South. So I think that's predominantly where our people is. But when I came out here, it's like a huge mix of people. And, it kind of made me like, wow, okay, I'm in this big city. I've never lived in a big city before, so it was like a huge shock. Like, okay, I came out here to do this thing, but wow, am I gonna be able to do it? It's so many people, so it was kind of like, I had to really like I said, I had to find myself all over again. It was such a beautiful experience, but in LA, I can honestly say there's no other place, in this country, that I would want to live other than maybe like Miami, but like I love LA so much. Like,
yeah,
I've really grown a love for this city because it's so motivating, fast paced. It's just somewhere where I feel like everybody should experience for sure because it's good vibes here, really good vibes here. So
it changes you to me. Like you know, at first it'd be like, ooh, you know, I don't know if I'm good for all this, but I think if you get around the right people, I think if you get a good influence in your mindset, like I really do think you can make the city work for you.
Yeah.
And that's like a big thing for me is like opportunity, goals, and like accomplish. Like, what do you want to accomplish with your life? What's your like big dreams that you want to do?
Because
I think a lot of people be going to music. You know, a lot of black men, especially, be going to music, and like it's a hard thing to do. But like you have made leaps and strides. Like, so I feel like somebody in the music world might look up to you in some way. So how do you use your goals and your dreams to work for you?
Well, first I'll start with the first question. I feel like my number one goal for myself, and I tell people this all the time, is to just build generational wealth. And that's, you know, that's for me, that's just a big, that's super, you know, that kind of surpasses everything that I want to do. You know what I mean? That's my main goal because I feel like I come from a very rough upbringing. So that's my goal for myself, and not only me, but also for my family, is to kind of just, you know, introduce them to a new lifestyle and a new way of living and to just have everything you could possibly want without any limitations. So that's my goal and for my life personally. And how I let my goals work for me is honestly the art of manifestation. Like, it's just like, I feel like if you really can just have what you want and just know exactly how to manifest it like you know, just attract the things that you want, I feel like that's the way you make your goals work for you. And the same for money. It's like, I'm not working hard for money. I want my money to eventually work for me. Exactly. And I feel like only way to do that is to continue working hard and to continue to reach and punch through all those goals that I have set for myself.
I think with you especially, and for me also, but like, it was a big risk coming out here to get away from your family, get away from everybody, all your friends, you know, that security. How big was your risk to go into music and going like, cause a lot of people can say what you just said, Quez, you know, yo, man, I want to do music. I want to go out here, man. I want some land. I want to go on business, but like, they don't do it. Like, what made you take that risk, that leap of faith?
So the risk, I would say, for me is, as you can see when the video first started, like, I'm super shy. Like, honestly, like, I'm not shy to a point where I won't put myself out there, but I do get like really nervous when I am like, you know, presenting myself in front of people, whether it's one person clearly or like 20 people. Is like, I don't know, it's just something about like kind of just sharing myself with people, because it just puts me in a vulnerable place. And I feel like being vulnerable for me is kind of scary, because every time I feel like I've been vulnerable, it kind of like, not that it slapped me in the face, but you know, being vulnerable is scary sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's not that it's like a bad, anything bad about it, but
do you think that's how you released it, was through your music? Like, growing up, you know, were you always, you know, you told me you always was singing, you always was just doing something musically. So do you feel like a lot of that came from those experiences?
Yeah, like, so, I mean, I started singing in like middle school. So when I first started singing, it was something new to me, and like, I immediately fell in love with it. I honestly didn't know how to sing when I first started singing. Like, I sounded terrible. I sounded terrible. I'll never forget. I used to always call my homegirl Angel in middle school, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna sing something for you. Does this sound good? And she would always just listen and just like, okay, it sounds good, but you probably should work on this. And I'm like, okay. So I would always kind of like, you know, try to work hard, because I don't know, it just, singing just, it was something that came natural to me, whether if I was good at it or not, but I did love it. So, but I always sang, and then it just became a release for me. And I play football too, so outside of football, it was just like, I definitely loved it more than football, but I didn't know how to, like, I knew how I could make football career, but as far as music, I never honestly saw myself as becoming an artist and being like somebody that wants to make music for everybody to listen to. It's different for sure, and like I said, it's just a release for me, and it's honestly it's therapy at this point. Like, when I get by myself, it's like if I'm feeling away, I can just I could cry, I could just sing it out, you know what I mean? Like I could just use my voice however I want, and I think that's the beauty in it. So
I like that because, I wrote down like, what are ways that you take care of yourself? Like, what is that way? I know we all use music, but for you, I know you're very, very centered as a person. You're very, you won't show. I mean, you'll go off on somebody if you need to. I've heard stories. You have told me some stuff, but like for the most part, though, you do keep calm very well. And so like. I know you're a big fan of Oprah. I know Oprah. She just said like she asked the new president of OWN. She was interviewing people, and she said she asked the president. She said, "So what is your spiritual being? Like, what keeps you at center? It's not religion, but she wants to know what keeps you at your core. What guides you in life. And so, like, what is that way for you? Because I feel like for somebody that as calm as you have some secrets that keeps you centered."
Well, first, thank you, because that's a huge compliment for me personally, because I honestly be thinking like, dang, I wonder if people notice when I get upset sometimes. But what keeps me calm, honestly, is me keeping in the back of my head like what it is that I want for myself. You know what I mean? Like I won't be able to ever reach my goals, or I won't ever be able to take a step forward if I'm still being that person from yesterday, still getting upset by the things that triggered me yesterday. You know what I mean? So I'm just really big on growth, and I feel like that's one way I take care of myself, is constantly reminding myself, how far I've come, for one, and where I want to go. Yeah. So that, that keeps me grounded, and that keeps me, peaceful.
Yeah. You must be a Capricorn, right?
No.
You ain't no Capricorn?
Almost. I'm an Aquarius gang. That's why I love Oprah. Like, she's a beautiful soul. But yeah, Aquarius.
I feel like
I love Capricorns though. Y'all cool people.
I'm just saying. Well, I'm a very futuristic person. So like me, like I do the same thing. Like I always look to something like that I want to accomplish, and that kind of keeps me like, okay, I don't need all this stress. Like, bro, I will cut you off. It's cool. like deuces to you, bro. All love. Yeah. And so I don't know. I feel like I'm the same way. Yeah. And so like you said, generational wealth. You say I want to go back to that kind of topic. That's really good. So how do you feel like you can accomplish that? Like what kind of moves, maybe your exact moves that you're making, but what are some of the things you do want to do with your music, or with your business, or how are you building your life right now?
For me, I feel like we still young, so I feel like right now is the time where we should really hone in on building your credit and focusing on those things that is going to get us generational help. Just saving, even if I'm not saving for a particular thing, just saving just to have that comfort, that cushion of that security of like I said, being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, go wherever you want, whenever you want, fly away, whatever it is that you want. Like, I'm really big on that. So for me, that that's the reason why I want generational wealth, and I feel like that's and I know for sure I can change people's lives. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm really big on. I love to help people. I'm huge on that. Like, it could be somebody that done me completely wrong, or somebody that I'm really not feeling on a personal level. I still will give them the shirt off my back, because that's just the person I am.
You have to be.
Yeah,
that's that Southern hospitality, Quez. Don't give yourself, don't boost yourself up now. That's just from the South. They taught you at a young age. No, y'all know Miss Emma taught you some things. Don't be like that.
Yeah. So shout out to my parents, because I do have really good parents, and they taught me a lot. Like, my dad is really wise, and my mom is a lover to the core. So the mix of both of those was just
you don't get that out here. I learned that the hard. You don't get that out. I haven't seen it. Y'all prove me wrong.
I feel like it's out here. I feel like it's definitely out here. I just feel like people just express it differently. I feel like the energy out here is just a lot different than what we're used to. So
it is, Quez. Because like somebody told me he's from Indonesia. Oh, right? Yeah, I met somebody, and he was like, Josh, he's like, LA is just so, to me, it's almost fake. It can be. And I said, that's true. You don't get that realness, that substance that you look for sometimes. But I think that's a curse and a blessing, in my opinion. LA is LA. But you know, I like how you said earlier about your money though. You know, 2020 last year. I know we don't like to reflect on it. People get mad about 2020. So like, how did you handle 2020 for you? Like,
Hey, tell us, we want to get into some things now. Tell us. 2020 was, man, it was crazy. I mean, I can say personally, 2020 was a roller coaster.
Yeah,
but I had more blessings than downfalls.
Of course.
So
that's good.
With that being said, the way I dealt with it was, man, I mean, I honestly, I feel like I prayed more in 2020 than I probably have ever prayed in my life.
Wow.
And it was on a level of, you know, not even to just for the things that I want and the blessings that I did receive, but honestly to just cover myself, you know, in God's grace and mercy, because, man, 2020 just exposed so much nasty stuff in this world.
Wow.
And it just made me, it just showed me I don't want no parts with it, and God just protected me, you know what I mean? That was just my biggest prayer. God, protect me, please protect me from negative energy, protect me from this virus, protect me from poverty, because it was just so many things that was attacking people on so many different levels. And like I said, I wanted no parts in it, and I honestly know for sure in my heart that's why I received so many blessings. So all I can do is encourage everybody to, you know, even if you're not going through a hard time, like prayer works. It works. It's helpful. It keeps you grounded. And whoever your God is, whoever you praying to, you know what I mean, you have to have that. You have to be in touch with that higher self. And for me, I got a chance to really, really, really be in touch with my higher self in 2020, and it was some challenges for sure. It was so challenging. Like I was having crazy experience with, you know, just roommates and, you know, just living that whole lifestyle and, you know, jobs, you know, not wanting to work a job, but having to work a job because, you know, that's all we had at that time. And me seeing, you know, all of my other friends that's like living off, you know, the EDD, and they living their life, not doing nothing. And I'm going to work every day. I'm tired. I'm like, well, I just left Miami in a pandemic. You in a pandemic? What you doing, girl? So it's just like, that was one thing. It was just like, oh my God. I mean, honestly, that was a struggle of mine. It was so hard to get up and go to work every day.
Wow.
And it showed, it motivated me like, okay, this is not what I want for myself. I know for sure I do not want to work for anybody but myself. So it really pushed me, and it really motivated me to chase after what it is that I want, whatever that is. So, you know, I got a chance to move into my own crib in LA. I got a new car during this pandemic. I was able to build my own home studio from the ground up, like recording mics. I just saw it. Yeah, all of that. My barbershop, you know what I mean? My clients increased ×3. I mean, I could go on all day about how many blessings I received on this pandemic. So, man, it was crazy.
It's funny, and it's funny like that because I feel like people. I like how you said that. You know, I don't care who you worship, but people who are in some type of spiritual place, people who do keep themselves in constant, you know, checkness. That means, you know, I'm going to, you know, be who I am, but also represent somebody that's greater, do have success. And I feel like Oprah just said that. She said, you know, I do believe I haven't seen that yet. If you want to be a successful person, you want to be, you know, rich, you want to be a family person, wherever you want to be, it's so important to have that in you because you just won't get it any other way. And like me, I remember I met you and I didn't see that at all. I was, you know, you said you were going through all this stuff, but I thought, you know, this seemed normal to me, you know, but then you said, no, like, you know, it was worse than that, you know, and the fact that you were able to keep that, a lot of people can't handle that when they're under pressure.
Honestly, I will say me moving out here to LA and just, you know, just living through the experiences of transitioning to the energy out here. Like I said, it's a lot different from what we used to as you experienced. So, just me just dealing with that, it was tough. And that prayer, man, that prayer, I don't know, it's just something about that prayer. It hit different during the pandemic, and it really brought me closer to God.
So like, out of all this, you know, how do you take it when we probably first met out here. I'm assuming you didn't know too many people, you know, if any, you know, how did you handle being alone? You know,
Oh, well, I mean, so I'm an Aquarius. I'm a natural introvert. So, like, I love being by myself. I cannot express that enough. I love being by myself. I don't know what it is.
I need people. I have to be around people. I have to talk to somebody. I gotta be. And there's sometimes, I need to be in my own little room, like Brandy said, in my own little corner. I need to be, somewhere by myself. But sometimes I do need around people. Mm-hmm. So I'm not good at just, be in the house all. Some people be in the house all day with the lights off.
Brandy, which is another Aquarius. I don't know what it is about us, but like we love to entertain. We of course we love to step outside our box and be around people, but it's just something about that solitude. I feel like that's just the best time where you can kind of connect with your higher power and you can affirm the things that you want, and you can kind of just, for me, I'm speaking personally. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
Are you good?
For me, that's the time where you can, just connect with your higher power, and you can pray and you can affirm and you can, think, process your thoughts.
So you use that time like to better yourself. The time that you did, maybe you first came out here, maybe times you ain't got no hair to cut, so you just got off work, you chilling. You're using that time wisely, really. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. And a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I would just literally just sit there and just I may just close my phone and I just sit there and I just think, and honestly for me that's a form of manifestation, just thinking things that I want to happen, trying to revert my way of thinking and change those paradigms about myself that I just don't care for, you know what I mean? So for me personally, when I'm by myself, that's when I'm able to do that in a more effective way. I feel like when I'm around people, I love being around people, don't get me wrong. Like sometimes I be missing my friends so much that it be making me so sad. But I mean, it's just different. Like when I'm by myself, it's just it really just it helps me get to it. And
really?
So
it must be an Aquarius thing. I don't know how y'all do it. I mean, I can do it myself, you know what I'm saying? But I'm most effective at night. You know what I'm saying? My mind really be thinking. That's interesting.
Moving out here though, it was tough though. I mean, I like being by myself, but it really was tough. Like it was so many times where I would just get so sad and like I'm a big crybaby. Like I told you, like I honestly for me, crying is therapy for me sometimes. Like when I cry, I feel so much better afterwards. So I'm not one of those men that try to act like all macho, I don't but like I'm in touch with my emotional side, and I know that I can be very emotional. So living out here, it was tough. It was like, dang, like I miss my family so much. And then I feel like with me being out here, and then in the first 2 years of me living out here, I was struggling hard. Like I lived in a crack house. I don't know if I ever told you that, but
what?
Yes, I lived in a crack house.
No.
So make a long story short, I'm gonna just tell y'all how good my God is. So when I first moved out here, I thought I had everything planned out the way that it, my plans wasn't what God had planned for me. So I had planned to have my car shipped. I had my Airbnb booked. I was like, I'm gonna get an Airbnb for a good 3 weeks, and then that's good enough time to get out there, find something. I had enough money to to suffice for that time period. But so me working hard, I wrecked my car a week before I moved here. Wasn't able to ship it. And I just was like crying to my dad. I'm like, I can't move out there. Like, how am I gonna get around? That city too big. Like, I don't know how this is gonna happen. Like, and he told me, he was like, you still gonna move and you gonna make it happen. Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? So, and I was just like, how? But here we are, 3 years later, and I made it happen. But like, so when I first got here, remember I told you I thought I booked my Airbnb for 3 weeks, but I transferred my job. I was working for Red Lobster. I started working like a week after I moved here. So after my first day working, something tell me to just check my Airbnb app. I had to be out by like that next Monday. So I'm like, oh God. And so with me like wrecking my car, it kind of just like it just hard. Put a whole dent in everything. And I'm like, how am I about to move like so with me wrecking my car, I ended up only moving here with a suitcase with just clothes and whatever it is I needed and a carry-on. That's all I moved here with.
Wow.
So I immediately once I realized that, I immediately got on Craigslist and different places, and I was just looking for a place.
Yeah.
And God led me to this one place, and unfortunately it was just a disaster. Like I cannot stress to you enough. Like, I mean, when I tell you from sun up to sundown, they was just, I didn't know people did drugs that much. You know what I mean? Like, I had never been around those type of drugs. Wow. I mean, like meth. I didn't know how you did meth. Like, so now I know how people do meth, and it's crazy, but. Yeah, it was crazy. So I was so scared all the time because I'm like, dang, like I know my mom would be so upset. And I never told nobody. I never told them, but she would be so upset if she knew that I was out here living like this. So, you know, I was kind of like, I was always on pins and needles. I was scared. I didn't know what my next move was. I was only working at Red Lobster making tips. Yeah. And like even during that time, like God just brought me through. Clearly. He brought me through, man. So with that, I ended up moving there, and I was just so uncomfortable. Like it was all the way down to like they was always so high that they would like renovate the apartment, but like they would be like painting the doorknobs and like I mean they was high, and it was crazy. And so it's crazy because once I was only there for a month, and what happened was I ended up, you know, just talking to another guy that I knew from Nashville that I had met only once. Wow. And he had told me, I met him one time and through another friend, so I didn't know him that well, but he was telling me that his roommate had just got kicked out because they weren't paying rent and he needed a roommate. Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, like I'm moving in with you.
Yeah,
like,
I'm coming.
I'm about to leave this place. So I ended up moving in with him. Wow. And the rest is history. But shortly after, it was another guy that moved in that place too. Okay. With me as another black guy. And when I left, he ended up one day, we exchanged numbers because we both realized that this was a crazy living situation and it wasn't what it was, you know, told to us how it would be. Yeah. So after I left, he ended up calling me one day like stressed, and he was just like, bro, you would not believe what just happened. And I'm like, you know what happened? Like, what's going on? Somebody ended up dying in that house literally a week after I left. A week later. So I'm like, so with that being said,
y'all can't tell me
God ain't good.
God ain't good. That's all I gotta say.
So with that being said, I know for sure God has a plan for my life. Yeah. And that experiences like that is what made me stronger and more faithful, and more persistent. And it just made me like, you know, spiritually a monster. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of a crazy word to use,
I need to write that down.
Spiritually, I'm untouchable, and I know that for sure because God has brought me through some experiences. Yeah. I could tell us stories all night, but wow, it's crazy.
I will say this, Quez. I would just say this. I'll end it with this. You know, I heard this with somebody, and they said they can't, because people are going to look at your story. They're going to see everything that you get, everything that we get. They're going to say, oh, my God, look at this house. Look at this car you got. Look at all the success you get. Look at all your music. You know, you made money. Blah, blah, blah. You're in L.A. Like, you know, you didn't do this by yourself, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, or they get mad at your success, you know, and they think you're condescending or something. Yeah. But you know what? I say that God puts us through so many things because you gonna know your story. Yeah. Like, you gonna know how you got here. And can nobody say anything to steer that from you, you know? And I think that's crazy because you ain't the only one that went through something, you know? You just think my story was bad. Somebody else could have been worse. You could have been the one that witnessed my OD or something, like you know, and that would have been, you know, crazy. You know, and it's funny because you only say it was just for a month. Yeah. But like, it really is motivating to see that. And like, that just shows me how determined you are for what you want. I'm not stopping until I get what I want. I don't care. Clearly, I don't care if I'm 50 and I'm you know, I ain't made it, but I'm still working hard at it. I'm going I bet you by 51 I'm going to have all of the, you know, whatever it is that I want. I'm going to get my Grammy. I'm going to get some.
I'm coming for it. So yeah.
Wow.
I'm not gonna stop till I get it, and I know as long as I got God on my side, I got wonderful people, you know, in my corner, like you know, all the people that I met out here is crazy because the more I continue to grow and the more I continue to network and meet new people, I continue to meet wonderful.
They be amazing, right? Man, they be better than some of y'all folks in Alabama. Y'all be tripping. Some of y'all, y'all need to step it up. Y'all be talking. Y'all be
man. I have met some wonderful individuals out here, and it just shows me that you know, God is using me for something, but He's also using you for something. He's using everybody that we meet for something.
Everybody,
So we just have to live through our purpose.
Live through our purpose. I love that, Quez. Well, Quez, I cannot thank you enough for being on my little show.
No problem, man. Thank you.
I hope y'all. I know it wasn't that long, but like to me, it was perfect. That's all I needed to hear. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, like any last words to your fans or to your music, like, and what's coming out? You got a project coming out. I forgot. I be talking. Y'all better talk for me, Quez. So, I don't know.
So I got a 6-track project coming out.
A little EP.
You know, a little 5 or 6 track project.
P&D
I've been working on this project, so I haven't dropped music in. It's over a year, a little over a year.
Okay. It was 2020. We good. We forgive you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't dropped no music either.
Yeah.
You know,
so I'm working on that, and I have really been putting my all into this project. I think I've been giving it so much energy, and I've been taking my time, and I'm not rushing it because it's so special to me. Because for one, this is my very first project. I've never done anything like this before. The whole music scene is all new to me.
Yeah.
So and I love it. Like OD love it. So,
yeah.
All I can say is be on the lookout, man. I'm a rising R&B artist, and I'm coming for you.
Are you on the SoundCloud? How can we contact you? IG exclusive?
I'm on everything. All you gotta do is look up Quez Pride on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Instagram,
we already
Twitter,
got you.
Whatever. That's my handle on everything. Quez Pride.
Quez Pride.
QUEZPRIDE. And we coming with it.
We'll tag you. We'll tag you in the video when it come out.
And I also want to say thank you so much, my brother, for having me. For real. Like,
thank y'all for
this
coming.
This is a stand-up guy.
Y'all just let me know when, where, how can I make it work. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all be busy. Y'all be on it. Y'all making y'all money. I don't want to be rude. I'm on y'all time.
Yes.
I be chilling in my little corner. Y'all trust me. I got mine. So thank you for coming.
No problem.
And so y'all please look out for Quez. This is my homie, my friend out here. Work as you see, grinding it out. Grinding. If you want to be successful, I always say keep like-minded people or pick people that that motivate you.
Sure.
Around you, because that's what you need in your circle. That's what, if you want to be like Oprah Winfrey. I'm telling you, Oprah wasn't rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs wasn't born rich. But they had good people around them that kept them there. That kept them thriving.
Definitely.
So that's what we got to do. But Quez, thank you again. Thank you,
problem,
sir.
man.
Thank y'all for watching.
And
I'll
be back. I'm coming back.
Quez, he'll be back. All right.
This show is gonna be big one day. It's crazy because when I was getting dressed to come here, bro, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I'm doing my first interview because I always watch celebrity interviews, but I'm like doing my first interview. Yeah. And I'm like, we're gonna do this again. It's not the first one.
When I get my Ellen daytime TV show, you know what I'm saying? Get my check. I'll invite you to come back. I'll be the next Arsenio Hall or something.
We're gonna be in the studio
in the Yo
next time.
Okay, he's gonna be in the studio for real. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all later. All right. We'll see y'all later. Bye.